No, your question was only one. How can we educate people that whatever prayer we are doing, it is that powerful and that authentic?
Okay.
That all is your question.
Okay,
so
is the
focus
question.
only on yourself.
Okay, so that is the question.
That is the only way. Now, I'll give you one very simple example. Very simple. If you go back to Kurma Avadar, Kurma Avadar. Okay, go back to Kurma Avadar. This is a very important message. The Devi herself is talking. So if you go to Kurma Avadar, in Kurma Avadar, they spend many years to cut the ocean. Okay, so one side was the Asuras, one side was the Devatas. So when people look at this story, people think as that, oh, it's just a mythology, it's just a story, it's just an idea. No, it is not a story. It was all the real thing, real incident, people brought it. But over the period of time means the amount of yugas which has shifted. If you look at your life, I was born in 1950s. The time has changed. You have lost many values over the years from where you were and where you are now. Because of the situation, the same way, the time changed, information shifted. They did not receive the real value what you are supposed to be giving to the humans. The real value was lost. So when you cut the ocean, years together they spent, many years to cut the ocean and to take out something very important, that was Amirta. That was the portion of immortality. Okay, immortality. Everybody was interested in doing it. The Devatas and the Asuras. So the Devatas couldn't do it by themselves. They needed the help of the Asuras because of their strength. Okay, so the strength of the Asuras came, the intellectual smartness of the Devatas came and brought this cunning of the ocean together and brought out the potion. So when the potion was brought out, Vishnu took the avatar of Dhanvantari. That was actually incarnation of Vishnu, and he brought the potion. The same way, now I want you to go and view how this Amirta was brought by Dhanvantari. If Dhanvantari just came out of the ocean of milk in Vaikuntha Loka, he comes out of ocean of milk and says, oh, this is Dhanvanta, this is Amirta, come, I give all of you little bit. Nobody is going to value it. Everybody is going to tell, how do we know it is this? Oh, it's just Amita, it was all for free. Okay? Nobody had a value, whether it is Devata, whether it's Asura, Apsara, or Asuras, whoever it is, no one values what powerful thing that you're going. It could be the same Amirta. But what Amirta came, if God wished for it, if God wanted the Amirta to be coming out, if Vishnu wanted to take out the Amirta just like this and hand it over, he could have done it. But he did not do it. He made everybody to go through a process. Lot of people lost their life, lot of people understood, lot of people got choked, lot of negative came out, lot of negative came out, different negative. First thing that came out was Kalakuta, the poison. So everything came out, finally that thing. By the time when that thing comes, everybody is circling that particular space. Everybody who assists that whole process understood the value of Amirta, because there's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of pain, a lot of things attached to that experience. The same way, so the Amirta was inside. It is who the God had choice to give it just like that, or to bring everybody into that process and hand it over. They brought everybody into process. They brought up Kalakuta first. Many people wanted to die. Lord Shiva came and drank the poison, and he hold it on his neck. That's why he became blue. He removed it. So another deity came and helped. It was all a game plan. Okay? And then lot of things came. One by Varuni came out. That was alcohol. Mahalakshmi came out of that. Kamadhenu came out of that. Uchiras came out of that, the horse. Okay? And then Parijatam, the tree, came out of that. So everything came out of that. Okay, now one by one. Why everything was coming out? They were testing everybody. Okay, I'm bringing Mahalakshmi, so beautiful woman. Are you all going to go for that and leave? No, people were not going. Okay, I'm going to take out this. I'm going to take out this. I'm going to see what is happening to you all. That was a test. So final only this came out. So for it to come out, Mahavishnu himself had to take the role of the incarnation of Dhanvantari, and he himself brought that Amrita from the milk of ocean and represented it into the surface. Now, that is why for you to teach human or devatas or any kind of life source, there has to be a method to teach. So the value they placed on the Amrita was so important. That's why they brought it out like that. So who is creating that value? The Devatas created the value and the vision and the expression and the situation for it to be recognized. The same way you want your energy, your configuration, the chanting, the mantras, the Devatas, the Devi, the thing to be recognized and understood, the way you configure the place, the way you place the deity, the kind of pujas and the kind of rules and explanation you create into the place, that's how you will teach the society. That's why configuration of a temple, deity, the position, how rules all play very important. That's how the energy will be locked. The moment you enter the sthalam, they told you the bhumi, many things happens for them. This is all very powerful teaching which was already done, but nobody understood this. People just said, people think it's just a story. It's not a story. It is the royal teaching. It's the core of the creation was given to the human. How many gurus or how many sannyasis, how many people who are going to take this topic and teach human what you need to know? So you asked, what does it, how do I teach? You need to put a value, everything into that configuration. That's how you can educate. These were devatas we are talking about. These were asuras we are talking about. Bali Maharaja, so many people. They were very renowned soul. Even they needed the teaching. And what about we are talking about people? This is in Satya Yuga we are talking about. Right now we are sitting in Kali Yuga. So these are simple humans who don't even know a Suklam Bradaram. So this is what it is. This is what we need to do to teach, to upgrade. So by doing this configuration, what happens is, when they enter into that space, there is something happening to them. They're creating a shift because the energy locking the space, the creation, it is channeling the Atma, Jivatma, to when they enter, they feel a different energy. That space, that clarity can only be given by those who understand that. So as we are people who do that, we need to create that space. That's why that space is very important. That's the only way you can teach the future society. So now, in a particular space as such, when a deity is configured in a very, very correct manner, in a proper direction, proper karma, the earth has a proper karma, the configuration of the space has a proper karma. So many things here has a very positive frequency wave energy. If I want to put it scientifically, wave energy, very frequency wave energy. Just like I'm going to give another example. Now we build a house. All the east, we want a lot of wind to come into this place. So you have to create an opening there for the wind to come. You want to create some shade into this place. You need to place trees or something. The same way, energy plays in the same manner. You need to create a proper energy wave that we cannot understand, but a lot of people can understand. So by you connecting yourself into this kind of space, energy wave, then it helps. So how do we create? So that goes to the configuration of the deities and the slokas and mantras. So the correct mantras, like for example, in the hospital you have 100 doctors. But how come all 100 doctors cannot do one surgery? Why? All 100 doctors are not completed or qualified. One doctor can only put a tube. The other doctor may not even know that. But one doctor can open. The other doctor can't look at it, can't do the surgery. Why? Again, it plays on the experience, the level of understanding, level of mastering the slokas, japa. Now, let's take it to another level. It's not just mastering slokas, the direct connection from the devata. You have to configure yourself, your karma with the devatas, with the Devi or Devata, whichever deity that you are channeling. The energy, the guidance must come. That becomes the Atmajnana and not the Vidyajnana. When it is in the Vidyajnana, from the Vedas, you are reciting the sloka. But how do you know the energy is configured? If I want to talk about the energy of the mantras, that's a very high level topic. It goes to very, very far away. That's another, because to be in a very simple manner, all mantras are configured through certain sounds from the universe. In the ancient of time, they were not something from outside. They were from here. Okay, all these sounds were configured that way. Then you can ask, oh, how do you know? No, the universe chooses their people and the persons who at that particular time on the earth, they will choose a group of people, they will channel such thoughts, such memory, such energy and guidance for them to write. It's not done by anybody, it's done by the universe. So at that time, in that time, these rishis were chosen. They channeled these sounds, waves to them, and they recited, they wrote. Okay? And then from them, they started configuring. These all came from the universe. Because the universe knows how it, but even though they have concluded such writings, but who can obtain this? Who will receive this? Again, the universe will decide. Because these are very powerful weapons. If you look at Mahabharata, Ramayana, people just say, oh, it's just a story. It's not a story. They talk about Astra, they talk about Brahmastra, they talk about Vayuastra, they talk about Nagapasha. What is all this? These all are weapons. Okay? These weapons are the one. All these weapons are created using the Panchabhutas energy, universal energy. They configure it. Now, For me to tell you about the configuration, it's very tough. The Panchabhuta are the main. They are the main. They control everything. We can deny what you want, but the Panchabhuta have to say yes. Like you go to a particular place and say, I want this job. They're going to tell you whether they're going to give you the job or not. So they're going to be 6 to 7 to 10 people going to be sitting there and judging your work. So put it as these 5 people judging your work. These 5 people can be the 5 Panchabhutas now, for example. They will say, yes, we will allow you to configure it. I'll give you this, Agni will give you this, Vayu will give this, the Akash will give this, the 5 Panchabhutas, 5 elements, they give. Through their direction, through their energy, through this thing only, you will be able to configure the weapon. You put it in an English word called weapon, but that's the astra in Sanskrit. So you create. So at the end of the day, everything you take from the Panchabhuta and directly the universe directs that to you. So that's why these mantras and slokas are very, very powerful. But depends on who obtains it, who has the karma to obtain it, who is getting the direction to recite, to configure it. So most of the people have only the Vidya Jnana. But to receive the Atma Jnana, you have to be chosen. What makes you to be chosen? Your karma eventually make you to be the chosen one. It is, after all, it is the judgment of who you are. Your karma speaks everything. Anybody can put any garland on you, but your karma needs to speak whether are you going to receive that power, that energy. Let's not use the word power. It's a very, very wrong word to be used. Are you going to receive this energy for you to help yourself and to channel this energy to everybody? The day you think that you will use a particular energy for yourself alone, then that energy will leave you. This is the rule of cosmic energy. Anything from the cosmic, anything from the universe, anything from the earth, what you are receiving, you cannot use it for your personal thing. You must be ready to share. You must be ready to give. The more you want to give, the more you want to channel to people, the more you will be getting it, because they know they are channeling to the right direction. It is like a ray of light, ray of hope, ray of energy. They are channeling to you. They are saying, now use it for everybody. So it cannot be a personal desire or personal benefit. No, it has to be, you must be ready and understand this is from the universe and you are only channeling it and giving it to everybody. So your temple, what you create, have to be able to accommodate this kind of energy. So for the temple to accommodate that kind of energy, the role plays very strongly on the person who's configuring, who's bringing the energy and channeling it everywhere. The karma of the person plays a very important role. Then there goes the sacrifice. Are you willing to sacrifice all this knowledge? Just one life, one body. It's a short body. So in this body, God use me and channel it. If you use this energy wrongly, you will never receive it again. So it is a very important dharma. Dharma means the goodness, the energy of sattva guna, sattvic. That is what, through that, you can eventually help everybody. Actually, if I want to say, it's not I'm helping people. I'm not helping anybody. I am ready to use my energy to channel this and understand and give all what they want to give it to them. At the end of the day, no matter what money comes to me, whatever people want to contribute, whatever people, it is the devatas make the decision. whether this person need this karma to be healed. They will decide. So your connection have to be connecting to the God, and at the same time, gratitude. You open up, no matter how you are fallen, you will be saved. That's all in my experience that I've seen. So configuring the temple and the correct chant and mantras, how to invoke the right kind of energy, it all plays very powerful answers for the solution. You can go to the operation theatre, many people can operate on you. The right doctor needs to operate, the right part of your body needs to be cut, right, correct thing must be removed. Then you recover. That's what life is about. That's what karma is all about.